What up, besties? It's your girl Sheridan, and I'm back with yet another video. Have y'all watched this week's episode of Growing Up Gospel, aka Grown in Gospel? If you have or haven't, let's get to it. Let's talk about it below.
When to chill, always talk about keep it real. Only till you pat your fill, then you wanna cry ill will. Really thought you know the deal.
Baby, Tasha meets up with our good friend Nikki. Listen, I like Nikki. I like Nikki a lot. I liked her before the show, and I really like her now. So Tasha meets up with Nikki to tell her about the date she had with Brian, and I'm confused, but we'll get to that later. So Tasha tells us that he asked her to come to his hotel afterwards, and I'm just like, she kind of alluded to that in her interview with Carlos King. Did y'all watch the interview Tasha did with Carlos King? Let me say something about that. Number one, I don't think Tasha's a bully, and she has not been shown as a bully on this show. She says that's just how she and her friends talk to each other. You look a mess, this is that. Tasha, that wasn't our issue with you, sweetheart. Our issue, the reason why we were calling you and Elijah some mean girls, is because for you specifically, you weren't in Bree's face telling her she looked a mess. You literally was talking stuff in the confessional, and then in her face you said, "You look so pretty." It was giving fake. It was giving mean girl behavior. That's why they was saying that about you. So I don't think you're a bully, but you was giving mean girl, and we're not gonna let up on that. Hopefully you do better next season. But we know we need drama to sell the show, but say it to her face. Anyway, so Nikki and I want to punch Tasha because she went over to the hotel. Because why you did that? If he rejected you and you felt so rejected, why you go to the hotel? Tasha is giving he didn't want to reject you. He just didn't want to show that on TV. I think that's what the issue is. Y'all comment down below. Because I think the real issue is not so much that he was trying to reject her in that moment. I think from what it sounded like, y'all were supposed to be having a meeting and you made it a date night. And also, y'all were supposed to be talking, and it's cameras and a chef and TV producers and all that there. And now you trying to put some oil on me and call me Daniela. That was hilarious, Tasha. But anyway, we then see Elijah and his hideous god-awful fur while waiting on Bree because he's throwing Shayna a party or a bridal shower. Now, at first he said, "I'm throwing Shayna a bridal shower." The truth is that Elijah, Bree, and Jay have teamed up to throw her this bridal shower. Elijah is very pressed because Bree is late. Bree comes in and she tells us that she was late because she has to work, and I hate that real bad. Like, Bree, this is the first time I'm not on your side, sis. She said she was on a work call, and that's why she was late. Were your fingers also broken? Because why you couldn't say, "Hey, I'm running late"? So I'm hoping that was for TV, but I don't think it was. So one thing about me, two things for sure, I would have left. He said she was an hour and a half late. She would have got there and not found me. Why do y'all keep playing with people's time like that? Like, on these reality shows, people be mad late. Like, I don't understand how people deal with that, because it couldn't have been me. Bree and her curly afro would have been there by herself. Okay? All right, so anyway, Elijah's very upset. And then they start talking about the Shayna and Tasha situation, and they are neutral parties. So I'm glad to see that they're actually being neutral and not messy, because y'all know on reality TV, they be talking about they neutral and they really be messy. Anyway, Tasha wants to get this expensive car seat / stroller for Shayna. And we know it's expensive, Bree points out, because there's no tag on it. He said, "Well, why do you care? Because you're not going to be pitching in like I'm going to take it." I'm sorry. Elijah be coming for Bree, and sometimes the stuff is funny, okay? And so she was like, I was going to pitch in. I got 5 on it. And he begins to tell her that she basically has a poverty mindset, and he thinks in abundance. And I said, okay, Elijah Dollar, like he want to be Creflo Dollar so bad. But I also kind of agree with him. Poverty is a mindset, but also it's facts. It's not truth, but it's facts. So the way I believe is that, you know, the facts are facts. They are not changing. So if you have $5 in your bank account, that's not a poverty mindset. That's a fact. Okay, but the truth is, we believe into Jesus. The truth is, I am who God says I am. So I'm still a lender and not the borrower. My facts got to catch up with the truth. I gotta align myself so that my facts can get to the truth of who God says that I am. So I get what Elijah was saying, but his delivery just be trash. And so he said, girl, just buy the card. Lord Jesus. So we have an all-cast meetup, and Shayna, who is still in the same bubble coat, okay, meets up with everybody, and they're all wearing black except Bree has on a red top. And I said, oh, okay, not the Nino Brown episode of Martin. Girl, Bree, you supposed to stand up and point at Elijah and say, Cole, sit your $5 down before I make change. You were supposed to do that, girl. You missed your moment. But anyway, so Bree tells the cast that she used to strip, and they're all like, who? And so Shayna's face was mine last week, because she had told us this last week, but she just magically only told them this week, but whatever. And Jay is not surprised, because he knew that. Jay, you was going with her when she was a stripper. Is Jay married? I need to know. But anyway, okay, let's get into it. So Shayna had my facial expression, and Nikki said, come on, transparency, and she was clapping. Child, these folks is so churchy. Nikki is so very churchy, and I want to be her friend. Nikki, can we be friends, girl? So anyway, now let me tell y'all, Elijah nasty, okay? I know he nasty. He got a nasty spirit, not foul. I mean nasty. He freaky. The way he looked intrigued when Brienne was talking about being a stripper, I said, oh, that baby nasty. But anyway, I, of course, knew that Jay already knew, and the whole cast is talking about how the church is very judgmental because Bree is concerned about, you know, I guess her public perception or whatever. And they all talking about the church can be so judgmental. We the most judgmental people in the world. And I'm just like, yeah, like y'all been judging Bree since episode 1. Okay. Anyway, the truth of the matter is the church loves them a good redemption. He picked me up, turned me around story. Okay. I mean, look at Tasha. Okay. We've heard her testimony. Look at Sarah Jakes. Look at Juanita Bynum. Look at Leandria. Okay. The church loves that type of stuff. So anyway, Elijah decides he's going to extend the right hand of fellowship to welcome Bree officially into the group that she's been a part of since episode 1. He's welcoming her as if she just crossed the burning sands of Delta, but praise the Lord. Anyway, so Nikki sets the mood once again in this floor-length robe to have yet another phone call, not Zoom call, with her incarcerated husband. And girl, I don't know what you lighting this candle for to talk on the phone, but praise God, whatever it takes. So she starts gossiping with her men about Bree's stripper past and the beef between Shayna and them. And I'm just like, yes, I can't wait to do this with Jay. Like, babe, did you see what happened? Let me stop playing with that man. Oh God. Okay. So anyway, Tasha goes to see a black attorney, and he looks like he's Kojic. Okay. So I love her look in this scene. Tasha, this is it. And so we learned that she's not seeking any monetary compensation. She just want a clean break if she takes a break. And so she don't really know what she wants, and that is all understandable. You don't. I feel like people feel that they have to hurry up and make a decision. No, you don't. You get to think about it. You don't have to hurry up and do nothing. So I love the fact that she has tried. She has done what she could do, and she's going to see Deacon Lawyer. And so Tasha gets up after explaining what's going on, and she's crying, and she storms out. And Deacon Lawyer, he kind of fumbles up to get to her, and he acting like he finna go chase after her. I said, now listen, Deacon Lawyer, you know. I said, now listen, Deacon Lawyer, you know your knees is bad. Do not chase after this girl. She alright. She is alright. So the crew meets up with Aubrey yet again because they got to talk about her behind her back. Jay tells them that he's concerned about us, the church, and how we will perceive her because of her stripper past. And I was just like, Jay, please. Yes, the church is very judgmental, but more so we be judging hypocrites for real. Like, we be going in on hypocrites for real. But honey, if Leandra can make it in gospel music after while having alcohol issues, publicly getting on the social media and being drunk and cussing at Marvin Winans on the internet, anybody can make it. Anybody can sing gospel now. And Leandria has opened the door. Okay? Anybody. Everybody's welcome. So anyway, they sit at Dorinda's house on her good furniture, but I noticed they was eating out them styrofoam plates though. I know that's right. Y'all ain't finna mess up Auntie Dodo's good china, and that's on period. So Tasha begins to tell them about Veron, and she physically looks tired. Not just because she ain't got no makeup on, but you could just see that all of this is weighing on her. And I'm just as confused as Elijah is, because she's saying, you know, I got a violinist, and he said, for him? I was confused too. Because at first this was supposed to be a meeting, and you kind of turned it into a date. And I know you still love your husband. But if he did all of what you saying he did, and I believe you, if he did all of that, why are you making stuff special for him? Like, I get it. It feels like you're setting yourself up for him to do what he did. So I got what Elijah was saying. And so Tasha is offended because Elijah keeps butting in, which is wrong. And she stands up and starts yelling and clapping about him, making a moment about him, and he taking a moment. And yeah, I agree with both sides. So Elijah is wrong for butting in and inserting his opinion, but you brought it up to ask for everyone's opinion, so you can't get mad when they give their opinion. But the timing of your opinion, she wasn't done telling the story yet. And the reason why I get what Elijah is coming from is because I have been that friend who is friends with someone who is dating someone who is mistreating them, or it's not, you know, what they deserve. And it's like, boo, we doing special stuff and he don't even deserve the marriage, and he's getting extra. It is hard to be friends with someone who is tolerating trash from a partner. And here's the thing. We give so much grace, and although we are supposed to, ladies, if we are in a relationship, we are supposed to give our partners grace. But we give so much grace and tolerance and kindness and putting ourselves on the back burner for these men. But when it comes to our friends, it's no tolerance. So Veron can, in your face, reject you. You felt like he never was affectionate towards you in your marriage or whatever, and you planned a date night for him. But Elijah pointed out the fact that you was a fool, and you basically don't want to be his friend. You don't know if you want to be his friend. I don't know. Yeah, I understand. I'm on both sides with this one. How do y'all feel? Whose side was y'all on? Elijah's side or Tasha's side? I feel like Elijah was just basically pointing out the fact that Tasha was being stupid, and that's not what she wanted to hear in that moment, which is fine for her not to want to hear in that moment. Both of them have valid points to me. What y'all think? All right, let me know. So So I basically feel that Elijah feels that Tasha settled. And the reason why he felt like that is he said you had a 4-bedroom house, because Tasha opened the door for this conversation. He said you had a 4-bedroom house and you chose to leave here and go to a 1-bedroom with a closet the size of a half bath. That was a read, but it's given that it was true because ain't none of y'all said, no, she didn't. So we need to talk to Tasha, because if he didn't want you in the beginning, what made you marry Veron? Was it the fact that you was heartbroken over the Lockhart situation and you just wanted to find refuge, and you found a husband and got married to the first thing that was there? Is that what it was? I need to know what it was. And so anyway, we get to the baby shower because Tasha and Elijah are having words. We get to the baby shower and someone tweeted, does Elijah know they're going to be balloons? Y'all was crying. Yang, I was weak, okay? So anyway, everyone looks decent, but I feel like, Tasha, you should have took your turban off. She looks so pretty, but the turban was hindering our praise because it was like real bulky on this side. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But anyway, everybody looked beautiful. So Tasha tells Bree that she and Elijah got into it. And of course, Bree identifies with everything that Tasha's saying. And Tasha's like, right, exactly. And I'm like, girl, y'all just teaming up because y'all don't like Elijah. But anyway, not right now. So Tasha has taken off her ring and Bree lets the world know that she has hope for Tasha and her man, because she and her man got divorced for 2 years and then got back together. And I said, okay, Nene and Greg, all right. All right, we see y'all. I have never done you wrong, ever. Okay, I love it. And so anyway, Nikki came in and Tasha said, girl, you looking like a mob wife. And Nikki said, well, you know, I knew it. I knew her man was a hustler. I knew her man was a hustler, and I am not mad. Hey, Nikki, girl, I want to be a mob wife, too. Can you and your incarcerated baby help me find a boo? I want him to be outside, though. Yeah, I want to be a mob wife real bad. But she was giving mob wife from the neck down, but she was giving Church of God in Christ with the head. But anyway, so Elijah comes in with a box that looks empty as heck, but it's really not empty. This man has teacups in his box. And I'm like, not the mugs for the tea. So you're late, because they was been supposed to have set up. Baby, we find out that Elijah has brought these tea mugs with no teapot. And I'm like, child, Elijah, you be reading people too much for you not to have yourself together. Baby. So anyway, Tasha says to Shayna that she was genuine, and let me pause, because I'm laughing at this scene because I was triggered. So Tasha tells Shayna that she has finally found out the truth of what happened between her, Tasha, and Tasha's husband. So she says, you were genuine and I wasn't being receptive. No. You weren't just not being receptive. You were downright projecting. You were saying that Tasha was Shayna was, that her mood or her energy was off, and it wasn't off. It was yours that was off. You were projecting. You were nasty and you didn't have all the facts. But I understand why you were nasty, because your man told you what he told you. But I told y'all last week that he was the problem. I told y'all that. I told y'all Veron lied. He either lied or he was looking at spirit and conjuring up some stuff. But he lied or he exaggerated the issue. For me, Shayna act like she moved on, but on Carlos' show, Tasha basically let us know that Shayna's holding on to a grudge, and I don't blame her. She said, it's funny how money and fame can change people. Well, Shayna ain't no broke chick. She's not broke. And before this show, she wasn't broke. And people knew her before this show. So there's that. So because you were holding on to it in the beginning, then you apologize. Now she's not supposed to hold on to it anymore. I need more clarity on this, because to me, if the girl want to hold on to it, that's her business, because you were dragging her as if she did something wrong, and she did not. So this is something. My issue with these people is you don't even give your friend the benefit of the doubt. Tasha didn't even give Shayna the benefit of the doubt. She just had an attitude with her and just knew what Veron said was fact. Like, and you knew he was a liar. You knew he had faulty traits because of how he treats you. So now you just take everything he says go when it comes to Shayna. Like, can we all give our friends the benefit of the doubt? Perhaps they did something and they didn't mean it like that. Is that a possibility? Anyway, Elijah asked if he could rap with Tasha, and Tasha's being Tasha. Can you what? You're spitting DNA, you know, whatever. And so he brought her to the side and said, I didn't bring you over here really to apologize or to talk about it. And she's like, if you ain't bring me over here to apologize, we ain't got nothing to talk about. I think he was trying to explain more so than apologize. And so he was telling her she needed to lower her tone, but I don't feel like her tone was elevated. And she was like, if you didn't come bring me over here to apologize, then there's nothing to talk about. And he was like, lower your tone. And he was saying that in a low voice. Baby, by that time he said, I said lower your tone. I said, and baby, let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all know I like Elijah now. But all y'all would have seen was Goldilocks and the 3 bears that be on his back rolling down the river, because ain't no way Elijah would have sat up there and talked to me in my face like that. And so Tasha is visibly shaking. Clearly she wants to go off, and she's like, you know what? It's always got to be the Elijah show, and I have unsubscribed. Write me out of it. And so she is storming off, and Shayna stands up and say, not at my baby show. Tasha storming off. Nikki and her flats are clucking after her like Nikki's shoes too big. But anyway, Jay get mad, as he should. And so Elijah is telling, Shayna is telling Elijah that he was wrong, and Jay was like, hearing this, obviously. And so Elijah says, I had to put some things in order. And Jay yells from across the room, you ain't putting nothing in order, bro. You ain't put nothing in order, yelling at Tasha. You don't put nothing in order. Watch your tone while you talking to my sister. You ain't put nothing in order. You not that. I said, period, babe. Let them know what it is. Did y'all watch Grown in Gospel, aka Growing Up Gospel? Y'all let me know down below what y'all think of the episode. Are y'all team Tasha or team Elijah? My boyfriend at the end was telling Elijah what it was. He was not playing with him. Let me stop playing with you, Jay. But anyway, I love y'all so much, and thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel for more videos, vlogs, and all the like. Love y'all.